It's July 22nd, and after a couple of days of rain, the garden is very happy, and that includes the weeds that also live here. We practice a technique known as biointensive, and that's why in the rows we have things mixed together because they're mutually beneficial in many cases. We use beans in a given row, for example, to put nitrogen into that row and feed the crops next to it. We use root crops and leaf crops next to each other, and often we put in things like onions that will repel insects, and we also use some beneficial insects like nematodes, beneficial nematodes, which this year are very nicely keeping away the flea beetle, which has been attacking tomatoes for the last 4 or 5 years. It's the insect that makes the tomatoes brown on the bottoms of the leaves, and this year much better results. We'll see a pretty good tomato crop this year. We'll definitely see a very good basil crop. Carrots are doing well. We would appreciate it if you don't pick those experimentally. We want to wait until we know that they're ready to be harvested, and we'll be able to see the carrot and the diameter of it as it emerges. The chard this year is being kind of eaten by, I think it's the harlequin beetle, and we'll just watch that and we'll see if we can hand pick that beetle. The cucumbers are so far very flawless. They're not being attacked. One thing that is happening is this little white moth is getting onto the broccoli, cabbage, kale, and so forth, and that requires a biological control called BT, and it seems like the kale is escaping that fairly well. Very, very healthy looking kale this year. Things that are just coming into play are the chard, the kale, the beans are coming on next week. Carrots will be a while yet. This here is the arugula, and although it's tried to go to seed, it is still perfectly usable. We have quite a few beets coming on. We have even peppers are starting to come on. Some things like cilantro, very short-lived, are already done, and so we have to make a point of replanting those just about every week. The broccoli has already been beheaded on many of the plants, but we'll start to get back little side shoots on it all for the rest of the season, really.